This message is for you if you are considering doing something that you've always wanted to do, or maybe going back to something you used to do. Maybe it's writing the book, maybe it's doing art, maybe it's taking a dance class, maybe it's knitting, whatever it is for you. This message is for you, especially if you're not 20 or 30 years old. Hi, I'm Reverend M.G. Blackstock, and I'm in my 6th decade here on Earth. And a lot of the messages that we had earlier this year, I think it has to do with mainly the fire or horse energy influence from Chinese astrology, where it picked up speed. And we've also concurrently also had a lot of messages about looking at the things that you like to do when you were a kid that you're not doing anymore, because when we're a child, the things that we like to do give us the key to why we might be unhappy as an adult, because we're not doing those things anymore, or we have put pressure on ourselves. Like kids do art because it's fun, it's creative, it's something to do. They like the colors. There's the oohs and ahs of it, like watching fireworks when you've got crayons and you're scribbling and whatnot. And we lose that. We start worrying about, how am I going to market? How am I going to monetize? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And it completely takes away from the process of the art, the writing, I've got actors, I've got dancers in my group, whatever it is for you. So for me personally, and this is a message Spirit wants me to share today, I learned that with all things, I believe in what's called new thought. So we can change our thinking. When your thinking is aligned positively and right, you can pretty much do anything. So I needed to go through the process of changing my thinking so that I would be open, even though I turned 60 recently, to be open to be a beginner again. And I know someone else in their 40s that are having to get to that mindset of being a beginner again. That means our ego needs to be out of the way. Our pride needs to be out of the way, because the world is constantly changing. You know, I trained in business management and graphic design and all kinds of stuff, and graduated in 92. I was like, I already had a 10-year-old at that time, but the world has changed. Graphic design is not the same. You know, we've got all this technology and whatnot, and I'm not going to say if it's good, bad, and different in this video, but the world is changing, and we kind of need to keep up with it on some level to have a good quality of life, because there's nothing worse than, you know, the world passing you by and you deciding to let it pass you by because you're too proud. Well, I've already built all these businesses. I was already an artist. I already did this. I already did that. That's our pride. That's our ego getting in the way. When you can get to all right, I'm open spirit, I'm ready. And when I was ready, the teacher came right in. Okay, that's how it works. And just remember, especially the more highly evolved you are, the teacher and student relationship both teaches each party, and each party learns from one another. It's very equal, actually. So get to the beginner's mindset is your big message, and it will shift the energy like crazy so that you can get to a state of belief in what you want to become and be. It will also shift the dynamic of that horrendous imposter syndrome, which I've long-term imposter syndrome. I wrote an article about that years ago. And so I sat down and this is going to resonate with somebody apparently. I sat down and, because every time someone would ask me about writing a book, have you written the book? Is the book ready? And I've been working on this book. I don't even want to tell you how long. I've actually written several books. They're kind of all over in my files and whatnot, because I had imposter syndrome, probably still do. Many of us do. So I sat down and wrote a list of all of the professional, so professional means you've been paid for it, okay? Professional writing that I have done in my life, and it was like 23 years of professional writing I had done, but I still had imposter syndrome. Same thing with my art. This year, I got to the beginner's mindset. All right, I'm going to start again. I'm going to see I didn't even know like even acrylic paints have all changed since I was painting regularly. So I had to do research and be in that learning, being open and willing to learn again, I guess is the main key. Um, and that's, yeah, imposter syndrome. Let it go. Just let it go. Be here now. That is your message. Is that it, Spirit? I guess that's it. Yeah. Shine on. Keep creating. You got this.